Slaptail Squad, assemble.
If you are listening to this, you remember the great Slaptail Nation, my nation. And who am I? I'm the Beavemen, master of the universe, creator of all things great and small, and Lord High Commander of the great Slaptail Nation army. And with me today, live in the Beaver Den, with an ass so fine to make you want to violate the first commandment, the Padme to my Darth Vader, the Evelyn to my Skeletor, a woman who's as stingy with her pussy as Scrooge McDuck is with $1. I give you the Swan. Say hello, Swan.
Hello, Swan.
How are you doing?
I'm exhausted.
Exhausted?
Yeah.
Sad? Weepy?
Not weepy.
Not weepy? It's sad that you're not weepy.
I don't want to be weepy.
That's
It sounds
pathetic.
gross.
It's actually terrible that you're not weepy.
It sounds gross. Sounds like a lot of
Not
moisture.
like you're weeping.
Sounds like a lot of moisture.
Not like you have
A weepy
discharge,
problem.
anal leakage.
I don't have tears. I don't make tears. I feel like that's a...
I have dry eyes.
I do. No tears. No
have no
tears and no
tears.
soul.
My tear ducts have been clogged since the age of 1.5.
Yes.
Okay, well, also with us today, with his lucky Finn, coming to us all the way from Jersey, where he's known at small villages in a 3-mile radius for his comedy. We give you funny man Mike Ateo. You know him as Nemo.
Hey!
Still waving.
Still waving?
It's 5 miles. It's 5 miles. Get it right.
Oh, you're in a
Come on,
5-mile
they want me
radius.
Within 5 miles.
Oh, okay.
I grew, people.
5 miles. 5 miles. Yay.
5-mile radius.
I mean, if you've...
5 mile Nemo.
If you went from 3 to 5, that's pretty good.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
I sold my ass for those 2 miles.
We
Gross.
believe you.
He made no money.
Good
Absolutely.
on the open
He
market.
made no dollars. None. Absolutely none.
Dollar bill, dollar bill, dollar
He made
bill.
nothing. Nothing.
He had to pay.
Oof.
Yeah.
Oof.
He's in debt now.
Yeah.
This is my titties are popular. What are you talking about?
Also with us today, all the way from Fresno, California, the monotone with the microphone, the trailer park monster himself, the Dark Lord of Browntown, and the Grand Commissioner of all things unholy. I give you J.D. Hutchins of the Slaptail Squad.
Good evening, Slaptail Nation.
It's not evening for us.
It's not even evening for him. He's
It's not even
totally
evening
mo-
for me.
Why would it
Maybe.
not even be evening for JD? He's behind us.
I know, that's what I said. It's not even evening for him.
It's not even evening yet.
Not even
not
evening.
evening.
Not evening.
It's not
It's
even
not
evening.
even evening.
No, maybe it is if he works nights. Maybe it is, you know,
Good day, sir.
something.
Oh, and my special greeting for Beavemen. What's up, white boy?
Oh.
Fuck you, man. I ain't no fucking white boy. I'm still brown. You know, I'll tell you what my cousin said. This is what my cousin said. She said, it doesn't matter what that stupid genealogy thing says. She says, you're 100% Mexican. That's what she told me. So
yes,
there.
it doesn't matter what
What
proven scientific data
Shut up.
states.
Shut up.
It's just what you feel,
what does your scientific data say, white boy?
Don't call me a white boy. I will shove your penis up
What
your
does
nose.
it say?
If you would have
might like
listened
that.
to
It's
the
long
last
enough. Oh.
podcast, you would know.
Did you listen to the podcast?
Not last week.
Oh, you
Well,
shouldn't.
then you
probably
probably
shouldn't anyway.
Should
Or the week before that.
Yeah, you probably
or the week
shouldn't
before
listen.
that.
Don't
No, I
listen.
did
Or the week
listen to
before
that. I listened to the podcast.
Of course he does. I know he does. I can see the stats. Unless there's somebody else in his town listening, I suspect it's him.
I think he just marks it as listened, but doesn't actually.
Ooh.
I'll take it.
Well,
He tends to
Dude,
know
I
stuff.
thought we were gonna be fuck buddy. I mean friends.
Ew. 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 That's a whole
Anyways.
other- Ew.
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 Ew. Ew. Okay. Anyway, that was an incredibly disgusting thought.
Noontime.
We dropped off the daughter yesterday to college,
Sad.
or also known as Colegio.
Yes.
I did not cry.
You wanted to, though, didn't you?
I was sad. I did not cry.
You probably would have cried today. There was a lot of parents crying. They did this whole like processional thing like you do like on graduation, but they brought them into college and they all had to walk down like a procession line and through the whole like class of faculty. And
They got punched through the gauntlet.
they did the gauntlet of
Punched
faculty.
inside. Ugh.
And then they went in and signed this book that with all of their class of 2028. It was kind of cute to see them do that.
Did they put on the sorting hat?
I think they did. I'm pretty sure Baby Swan got Slytherin for sure. Like, she's now head of Slytherin. I guess.
Well, we know who her real dad is, so
Yeah.
he's definitely an evil wizard.
Yes. So.
Well, anyway. Nice.
I think Rumi is definitely a Hufflepuff.
Harumi's a Hufflepuff?
I feel like, yeah.
Probably.
Doesn't she?
So Baby Swan is going to terrorize her? Is what you're saying?
Probably. And I think the other Rumi, she falls into a Gryffindor kind of situation. Not really.
Uh-oh.
The fourth one, I don't really know yet. I didn't have enough exposure to her. So we'll just have to see how they identify.
Interesting.
That's my theory.
She's not going to college in Ohio by chance, is she?
No.
Okay, that's
There
good.
will be no eating of dogs and cats. No.
That's good. Keep your pets safe.
Exactly. Nemo, did you watch the debate?
Yes, I did.
I was only going to watch like
While
10
I
minutes.
was listening to the podcast.
I figured I would only be able to watch.
I did watch the debate.
You were multitasking?
I was. You know how good I am.
Yeah.
Look at my driving record.
We know how
how
you how good you are at doing more than one thing at a time. Like
how you good at.
I can't speak English is
Did
hard.
you just say
Words-
you know how you good at?
Yeah, words are hard right now. I'm a little tired. A little sleepy.
It's even more difficult when all of you talk over each other.
It is.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun though.
Words aren't the only thing that are hard right now because Mike's looking at me on camera.
Ew.
What is going on with this
Ew.
disgusting flirtation going on between you two?
We're gonna
You're about to be
mute
banned.
them.
You're about to get banned.
Yeah, mute them both. Ooh,
Speaking of a horror movie,
that's a horror movie right
speaking of a
there.
horror movie. Mike, you don't know what our plan was. We're going to talk. We're pitching our own horror movie stories today. Not horror.
Well, that's what Mike thought what the plan was.
That's
Horror.
That's HORROR, not WHOR.
But there's a dash between the H and the O and the rest of it. Horror.
I was thinking
Like-
of a.
hors d'oeuvres.
So when you guys weren't here, Mike he left the room for some reason. I don't know what. Oh, to get his headphones. For some reason, he's never prepared. I don't know why he doesn't have his stuff. Anyway, he left.
I get it.
And as he left, I was laughing because we were talking about horror movies today, and I came up with the perfect scary movie, but it's also a comedy. So,
Well, isn't that kind of like what most scary movies are?
well, to us, yeah. If you're a sick individual, most of them are humorous to you.
That's what I think.
True.
Hereditary, very funny,
Very funny. Like when the
very funny.
head gets chopped off.
my God, that was
super
hilarious.
funny.
I laugh a lot at Texas Chainsaw movies.
Most scary movies are funny. You're like, well, this is ridiculous.
And so predictable. Like, let's go upstairs to get away from the bad guy. Seems like a great idea. Run up the stairs
Right.
to the bathroom.
But what if there was an insane murderer who couldn't bend his left arm and walked really slowly with a limp, but yet still caught people? Like, you could see them running through the woods, and then the bad guy's just doing his thing, and then there's a time lapse. But they just get
That's
closer and
every
closer.
zombie movie.
Yeah, but how are they? Like you just, if you could just like show that other person running like miles and miles and miles, and then you pan back over to the really slow guy, and then have like a turtle walking next to him, and the turtle passes him, but he still catches up to the person he's gonna murder for some reason. Hilarious.
It's like the Monty Python scene.
Yeah, it's like all of a sudden he's on top of him. Yeah, that one's funny. Just looks farther and farther away. That's the best.
Slow and steady kills the race.
Yeah, that murderer's got commitment.
To be fair, I feel like that's every slasher movie that's ever been made, though. Like Michael Myers, Jason. They're just slow lumbering, slowly walking, and still manage to like catch up to everyone.
Yeah.
And just pop out of nowhere.
I feel like we're gonna put your dog on the podcast. It's like a permanent member.
Oh, we might as well.
Freaking little yippy dog. When you put your cat up, I thought it was a raccoon. I was like, man, he really is a trailer. He's got a raccoon. I'm like, oh, it's a cat. Never mind. It's a cat. It's a cat. Oh my gosh.
They both might get mailed to Ohio soon.
Back to the debates anyway. I thought I was only going to be able to watch 10 minutes of it because, Trump is just so ridiculous. But it was so good. I could not stop watching. I was like, I can't stop watching. It's hilarious.
Comedy gold.
We know why you thought it was good.
Oh, yeah. Oh, she was looking good. Not going to lie. She was looking good. I was like, if I could get a Gretch Kamala sandwich going. Telling you. Ooh. Anyway.
Talk about reaching across party lines.
But I digress. Anyway. Yeah, that was so ridiculous. The saddest part of that was every comedian was probably that watched that debate was like, oh, there's no way I have like 5 minutes to get this joke out there, but I'm not going to be able to because the late night people will already have that joke. And anybody who does it the day after is going to be like, heard it.
Yeah, they're jumping all over it.
Yeah, and they did.
It also makes me cringe that Vance's first name is JD.
Are you going to change your name?
I might have to.
Don't worry. Nobody's going to know who he is.
I think
soon.
JD Vance sounds like an old-timey, yeah, I'm JD Vance, see?
Like a used car
Like
salesman
an
name?
old-timey horror.
I think it sounds like a used
I thought he was
car
like
salesman.
a professional golfer when I first heard his name.
Professional douchebag.
Well, that also.
Hi-yo. Anyway, back to horror. What's your pitch?
Horror.
All right, so we got some pitches. Mike, do you want time to think of your pitch, or have you got a horror movie pitch?
I
got a
could come
couple.
up with something
I
in
got a
a
couple.
few minutes.
I got a couple.
Okay, well, why don't you start us out?
Go for it.
Well, all right, King of Macabre, there, JD. You're supposed to be telling us what classification this is, and if this might make a good movie. Now, I will say this: the first pitch I'm going to have is one that I've been thinking of for a very, very long time, and I'm a little bummed that they kind of made something like it, but the movie that they made is epic. So, if I made this movie, I would feel like I might be stealing just a wee bit. But my idea was this: it takes place in World War II, so it's still filmed kind of grainy in like that yellow, like that brown shades that they used to have shit in, like
sepia tone.
Yeah, and what it is this troop is like a not special forces because they didn't really have quote special forces back then, but they're like eyes behind the lines type. They're like behind the lines trying to scout stuff out. Say there's like 7 to 9 of them, but they encounter essentially the Predator. So it's World War I. They have limited resources. These are just farm kids, 16, 17, 18 years old, and they encounter the Predator or some sort of horror alien. But I don't want it to be campy, and I don't want it to be soft. I want it to be like absolutely terrifying. So in other words, the horrors of war are going on at the same time as they are dealing with this Predator. And of course, he identifies someone that he wants to make his trophy. But I came up with this before Prey. But Prey's awesome. So can't downgrade Prey.
I feel like you can just add that as a new Predator movie, and like, with the Predator being space traveler, interdimensional, intertime, it would still work.
Yeah, I think that they need to take military movies and combine them with horror movies. That's what I really think they should do. Because there's a lot of creepy shit, like when you're out on patrols and you're moving through the woods at night and you're like a 5-man team. Like what an awesome setting for some sort of a horror movie, because you always have these victims that like, they have no weapons, they have nothing, they're not trained, and that's your horror movie setting. But what if it was a skilled elite team that's actually encountering one of these psychopathic murderers. And so instead of running, like, oh, fuck that, we're going to fight. And then, starts picking them off one by one.
Right. So with that being said, I feel like that would be classified as like a survival horror. Because you have a team of people that are essentially trying to survive till the end. And they get picked off one by one for whatever reason. So that would be my guess at that.
The question is, does any of them live? Do they live to tell the tale?
It's your movie, sir.
I mean, can your movie just end and you don't know whether they do or not?
You could do that, open ending. Oftentimes, those are like the worst endings.
I know, and I hate them. You're like, I just want closure, damn it. It was really, really good. And then...
Well, they truly all die. Because it's World War I. Nobody's alive from World War I anymore. So, I mean, they're all dead. So,
Have you guys seen the Dead Snow series?
No.
It's originally called Dod Snow.
No.
Which is like, I think Norwegian or Swedish for dead snow. But it's it's kind of similar to what you were talking about, Beavemen, but it's World War II. And it's Draugr Nazis. And they're like, something happens, they disturb them, and then this group of campers that are in a cabin have to fight off like these essentially zombie Nazis. It's a pretty epic movie.
Interesting. What's that on?
It came out forever ago. I think originally I saw it on Netflix on an off chance like 5 years ago.
Interesting. Getting near spooky season, so big fan.
Yeah.
Okay.
They made 2. Dead Snow 1, Dead Snow 2.
I mean, Snow's not theoretically alive, so kind of a dumb name.
Yeah. European names,
Yeah.
Lost in translation, maybe.
Well, that's my original pitch. My other pitch is, I think, way more interesting, but I only stick with that first one. Thoughts, Swan, on how to make that movie better? Nice hot chicks. There's probably no hot chicks in this movie, unfortunately.
Yeah. Where would you put hot chicks in that?
Not many fighting forces of World War I, elite troops that are women.
No. And I feel like even back then, if they were the nurses or the whatever, they would not be in your hotness. Like, I mean, if they were hot, but their garb would not be, it would be way too old fashioned.
True. Yeah.
Not scantily clad enough for you.
Like, oh, I've ripped 8 layers of my blouse.
Yeah. No. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, probably not going to happen. True.
No.
You can't exactly go for realism there.
No.
Swan, you've had time. What's your horror movie? I'm sure this will be grand.
It's not very grand. I have an idea. Like, I back in Detroit.
Take place in Detroit?
No, it doesn't.
It should. That's horrifying.
That is horrifying. No, I feel like most horror movies that I've watched, or almost all horror movies, are not scary because they turn out funny because they're too corny, or they're too not real, or they have a freaking vampire or a clown or a Chucky doll or whatever. Then now they're just funny. They're not scary at all, or they're stupid. Like the women are stupid, or the people running away from, the cabin in the woods. And like, why would you go into the woods and, get lost and be stupid? So I want a horror movie that's more like Silence of the Lambs type, or like the movie I just saw, which I thought was pretty well written, was Long Legs with Nicolas Cage. I don't know. It's not like not super big box movie, but they did a really good job of it. So I want it to be a female as the killer, and a very psychological type scariness where
So you're into the psychological horror.
Yeah. So I don't have a plot really, other than I want you to have to try to figure it out and have it be a twist at the end that is completely not what you think it is.
There you go. The female killer angle is good too because it's very rare.
Yeah. So
you
they
do a
could
lot of
they could think
stuff
it
with
was
that.
not a female at first, but then it slowly like starts trickling that it might be, or she's the one making it not like throwing people off of her because she's so good at.
Mhm.
Like, how do they figure it out? They find a tampon at the scene.
Maybe that might be it. No, I don't know. Maybe she like confesses on her deathbed or something, like of all the things, and then they're like, "Oh shit, we should have figured this out." I don't know. Like, so it could be like telling it from the end of the story and then going back through, maybe.
One of those jumps around.
Yeah.
And you're like confused the whole movie.
Until the very
And
end.
they tie it together at the last scene.
Yeah, like the Long Legs movie, it took me a long time to figure it out, but I did before it ended.
Now, is it because you yourself are a woman?
No, I just think we have had so no, not at all. No, I just think like I like the whole Hannibal Lecter one and the whole like those kind of ones, but there's not. Is there many women ones that are like that? Not that I've seen.
The only one that comes to mind is was it the second Scream movie?
Yeah, but those are like
Third.
super corny and not. Those are funny to me. Those aren't scary
Yeah,
at all.
well, those those movies exist on the basis of exposing horror movie tropes. So that's why they're that way,
I mean, kind of like
because they're
About single white
kind of
female.
making fun of themselves.
I don't think I've ever seen that. I was gonna say like Misery, how it's like so fucked up, and you're like, dude, she's crazy. Like that's
Man, Kathy Bates is so dope.
Yeah, but there's nothing clever about it. She's not a
No.
serial killer.
no.
She's just an obsessed fan.
It's interesting that you say that, Swan, though. Were you reading my book that I started writing years ago?
No.
Because that's what it's about. It's about a female serial killer.
Oh, huh?
There you go. You have half the script.
No. I started writing this book. Nobody'd steal it. I started writing this book about this serial killer that's a woman and nobody suspects her. And because what she does is she's actually in the military. So she keeps transferring stations and getting promoted. And so when she's between duty stations, when she travels
Said
is when
duty.
she kills. That's where she kills people, when she travels between them. And she usually kills people because she's very pretty. And so she knows that she is, and she only picks up like hitchhikers or people who need rides. She kills them very far away from where she's stationed.
So there's like no record of her being in that spot, or that she should be like they can't track it because she's
Sort
in
of.
transition. Yeah.
And the people who are trying to find, it's this whole psychological, and there's this whole like mystical part of it too, where the people who are tracking her, one is this detective, and he was in the service with this guy who's like a doctor, but the doctor's mother and him both they're like precognitive. They have some like psychic abilities.
So they think it might be her, or they.
No, the doctor and the detective are friends, and the doctor and his mother have so he's helping the detective.
Psychic, not psycho.
That's what I meant. So they're not. I mean, never
No,
mind.
they don't think it's the mother.
Not the. Never mind.
Okay, follow along here.
No,
Okay,
I don't want to
so
follow
the
that. I'm
bad
tired and I
guy
don't want to hear
is
about
a
it
woman.
anymore. Yes, I got it.
Okay?
Okay, I got it.
She's the serial killer.
Uh-huh.
Okay. The
Uh-huh.
detective who's trying to find her
Uh-huh.
has a buddy that he was in the military with. This is how it all sets up. They were in a special forces team together.
Uh-huh.
And the guy that's a doctor now, who was in special forces with this detective, he has precognition.
Mm-hmm.
He has psychic abilities. Him and his mother both do.
Okay.
The doctor and the detective get back together to try to figure out who this person is.
Okay.
Got it now?
Sure.
The mother never came under suspicion for these murders.
I didn't. That wasn't what I was saying.
It seems like you were.
No.
I feel like
It's
Did
probably
she
like you
see
were.
it coming?
okay.
Mike,
Wow.
you said precognition, not precognition.
Ayo.
it's weak, JD.
Precognition.
It's weak shit, JD. It's weak shit.
Precognition.
What was your idea again, Swan?
A psychological thriller killer movie where it's a female killer, and it's like a psychological suspense where no one thinks it's a woman because she plants she's so good at making them not think she's a woman.
Have you guys seen the show
not think-
Scream Queens?
She's
No.
so good at being bad.
Apparently it's on Disney. I want to see it.
I don't even know what
Swan,
We'll have to check it out.
with your movie idea,
Random.
you could also do like a interesting social commentary on like gender fluidity,
so
where it's like a female serial killer, but as a tactic to like
throw them
shake
off.
people off, she just stays like gender fluid.
I would love to see a movie where the gender where they're non-binary and they go to say she did it and she just goes, it's they did it. Who else? Who's your accomplice?
Like, no, I
I
don't
would-
go by she. I'm a they.
I would like a scene in that movie where like the cops are trying to give a description, but they're super politically correct about it,
And they're like,
so no one really knows who they're talking about.
like they are like 5'2", and like you describe a feature as like giving a gender. You're like, has long hair, has
A little bit of a beard.
no, that's terrible. Oh.
Looks like they could be going through menopause.
Mm.
So that's giving a gender.
Their name is Pat.
Yes.
All right, I wasn't being random. This Scream Queen show, let me give you the synopsis. Wallace University is rocked by a string of murders. Kappa House, the most sought-after sorority, is ruled with an iron fist by Chanel Oberlin. However, when the dean states the sorority pledging must be open to all students, all hell breaks loose. Yeah, I'm going to check it out. It looks like yeah. Oh, wait. Ooh. With sharp dialogue, clever twists, and a great cast, this is a fun show for adult and teen horror fans, but it's too violent and vulgar for younger viewers. I'm in.
Yeah, sign you up.
Sign me up.
Yeah, well, I want mine to be very real. It could be real, and that's what makes it scary.
Oh, damn, son. It's got Jamie Lee Curtis in it.
Oh, you can't miss with that then.
Oh, yeah. Excellent.
The original Scream Queen.
Oh, yeah. All right. Moving on. Good idea, Swan. I'm on board.
You're on board.
I will budget. I will, what's the word? Fund. We'll fund your film.
Thanks.
Executive producer.
What you got?
Who would we pick as the main chick, though?
Who,
Who's
me?
No, not
So,
you. Not you.
Wait, hold on.
I-
Apparently, we're not done yet. We're not done
Hold
yet.
on.
Did you say JD or Mike?
I did, but then he's not done funding my film, so we're
I was just
casting
trying to
it
figure
right
out
now.
who we're casting as the lead character.
I want her pretty enough to be pretty, but not dumb and bimbo hot.
Jessica Alba back in the day.
I guess. I mean, but she might be too new. I want her to be like her age now. Like, I don't want her to look like she's 20.
New Paris Hilton.
What?
No,
So you want like a 40-year-old serial killer?
Like-
Gross.
in her 30s. Like, yeah, like smart enough to know how to get away with it.
What's her job in the real world?
I don't know. Maybe something medical, so that
Then done.
yeah, I don't know. So maybe
have,
I don't know.
um,
Librarian. I mean, something like very.
Too lame.
Yeah, I don't know.
Hmm.
It's up for discussion.
Feel like attorney would be done.
What's
has
a
been done.
job that is obsolete right now? Like a map
Social worker.
chronologist.
Social worker. Oh,
Stand-up
Stand-up
comedy.
comedian.
harsh,
Oh.
harsh.
Well, when you do it, it is
Like,
obsolete. forgive
maybe-
me.
That's
Maybe pilot, like because she's pretty smart and like travels a lot.
mm-hmm. It's a good one.
And that will get her from place to place.
Mm-hmm. Something like that.
Interesting.
I don't know.
Okay. All right.
Or
And
you
But
again,
can
when
make
they
it a-
look at manifesto, they're going to narrow it down very quickly.
yeah, that's too many.
So-
Not if
a
she
pilot
not
is
if
not
she
bad.
goes all over and like isn't like doing it every week. Not on her schedule. If the schedule is like overlap, like she could plot it out to where it looks like it's her like one of her pilot people that she flies with a lot, like her co-pilot or another pilot that has the same schedule as her that varies it differently, and she could do some on her own
She has
vacation
a
time.
thirst to kill. She has a thirst to kill.
She might.
Okay. Fucking random.
Random.
Fucking random.
I say words.
He's like, I gotta wait for the perfect time. And I'm gonna drop this bomb.
Man, you got to isolate that audio.
I'm sorry.
That's a drop.
What is Oh, okay.
She has a thirst to
Does
kill.
she have a
That could
thirst
be
to
the
kill?
tagline.
What does it have to do with a pilot? Are you saying just because pilots drink?
She's
Because pilots
thirsty.
drink?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
all right. Let's try it. Usually when you come up with something like that, there's some sort of a correlation. Like, you know, she's a bartender or she's a chef. She has a bake to kill. Okay.
Oh boy.
She kills to make her bread. I don't know.
Her dough.
Her dough.
Dough.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
great idea, Swan.
Okay.
Still didn't answer who we're casting. So you
I don't-
say 30s. Is this
Yeah, like
person in their
30s.
30s? I
Enough.
don't know anybody in their 30s that.
Have we?
And I want not a
you-
blonde.
Oh, I was gonna say Kristen
Have-
Bell, but then
No,
you said-
not a blonde.
Have we overdone Jenny Ortega yet?
Yeah, I don't like
She's
her.
only 10 years old.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
not 10.
Oh,
oh.
oh,
I know who you would get.
who? Big Gretch?
No,
Nope.
freaking girl from Parks and
Baby
Rec.
Swan.
Tina Fey.
Oh, Parks
no,
and Rec.
who's Park?
Amy
Aubrey
Poehler?
Plaza.
Yes, Aubrey Plaza.
Oh yeah, she could do it. She's got a good like. Or the chick that's the girl in your Brooklyn Nine-Nine show, the dark-haired, the black-haired girl.
Oh yeah, she's good too. Yep.
She plays like
Oh,
a
yeah,
bitch,
she's
a
awesome.
bitch really well, but she's like tall and pretty, but not hot. I mean, like, she's pretty, but she's not like overly like bimbo pretty. I don't know.
Yeah. No, she's. I don't want to say it, but it's. I was gonna say she's a handsome woman. That's a terrible thing. It's a terrible thing to say. All right, so Mike, you got your pitch then. Does this have anything to do
Yes,
with like you're
No,
gonna use
just let him do whatever he
Okay.
wants. Let him do whatever he wants. Let's hear it, and then you can dissect it.
It's a time traveling psychopath who goes from era to era to try to get to the worst times in history and make those rise up. Like someone, he goes back to Hitler. He wants the completion of the Third Reich. He wants Hitler to win. Hitler wins in this series. He comes to power, and then he goes to get the AIDS virus, and he releases that rapidly. He learns how to maneuver it so that it can be spread like TB through the air. That's it. That's all I got.
So you're a bad guy. What you're saying is your bad guy is a white guy, basically.
No, let's make him Mexican.
A
My
Mexican
people wouldn't do
Hitler.
that. They wouldn't do that. I thought you were going to
I
say
like it.
something
Let's-
really deranged, like he goes back in time to where there's no real good law enforcement and just starts killing people, and then he'll skip from it to another time area. So he's a time jumping serial killer. That would be kind of sick.
That is kind of cool. I like that idea.
That is cool. Yeah.
But I like Mike's supervillain idea too.
hmm Does he have
Thank
a cat?
you, sir.
My precious.
I would-
That is why we gotta fuck.
Oh
You're
boy.
not even my type, dude.
What is going on? Do I need to separate you by a continent?
Clearly.
So me being me, I would take Mike's idea, and I would make that character Rasputin.
Mm.
And then,
Just
like,
because of the
Rasputin
size
is
of
actually
his cock?
well, that too, but he's like actually a wizard this whole time, and like
Weezer.
has perfected time travel, and just like spreads his evil throughout the decades.
His evil
That'd be
and his
wicked.
AIDS. All
Yes.
over.
Airborne AIDS is terrifying.
It is.
I could think of a lot worse stuff.
Like what?
It could be he could create an airborne COVID. Oh, wait. Never mind.
Oh, damn.
I think like
How about an airborne super fungal infection?
that, yeah.
You ain't living
Like,
through that.
Or where like
Like
your
Last
body
of Us
just
Yeah,
status.
peels off.
Last of Us makes no sense because everybody would be dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no surviving cordyceps.
I also
There's
didn't
no-
like it too much.
I liked it, but I mean, that was the first thing I thought. I was like, brilliant idea for what a mass casualty, illness would be, but we'd all be dead.
Like who and
All
like,
the animals would be dead. We'd be dead. Everything would be dead. We would just be dead.
so I don't like some people were immune to it. Is that what happened? How
Well, the one
ones
girl.
that were
Yeah, the one girl.
and they're trying to make everybody else.
Ellie is
yeah.
the one that's immune to it. And everyone's trying to do their own bidding by capturing her.
But Din Djarin is going to save her
That's right. The
without
Mando.
taking his helmet off, even once.
Yes.
And and then him, Ellie, and Grogu are all going to be one big happy family.
Oh, that would be so cute. Mm-hmm.
It's true.
It's true.
All right, so is it my turn?
Yes,
it's your turn. Don't fuck this up.
Wait, did you want to generalize Mike's?
It's hard.
You got time
Let's say-
travel.
Science fiction, sci-fi horror
Okay.
Yeah.
with the time travel aspect.
Okay. That's what I was
Yeah.
thinking too.
So mine, I'm a huge fan of the slashers. But typically, the villains in slasher films are monster-like, big, slow, lumbering, kind of dumb, ultra-violent, usually masked. So I would take that concept of a slasher, but make the villain intelligent. And his theme for his murders would be killing people based on what they're most afraid of. So, like, if you're
Death by pussy.
afraid of...
You get smothered. You're like, oh
Sex
no.
with just random hot women all the time.
So scary.
Terrifying.
So, like, if you were afraid of drowning, he would drown you. Like, if you were afraid of cars, he would make you get in the car with Mike.
No. Hi-oh.
Oh, this is never gonna get old, is it?
No.
Not as
Till
long as
I
you have a
die
license.
by car
Not as
crash.
long as you have a license.
Not until you get a bus pass.
I have a bus pass.
Yay. Use that. Yeah.
Wouldn't that be
Nope.
awful if Mike got a bus pass and the first day he boarded the bus got into, like, a horrific accident?
That would be serendipitous.
Have you ever checked your pocket for a magnet, Mike?
No.
You might be attracting cars to you.
That would be some.
You are not on fire today, Jay.
You-
This
Yeah.
where's my wah
They're-
wah?
These are not hitting.
Wah.
JD, I feel you. I don't like your jokes, but I feel you.
He wants to feel
I
you.
thought he was gonna say, "I feel you." He's like, none of my jokes land. Hi-yo!
He wants to feel me.
Yo,
That's what I just
What is going
said.
on?
That's what I
You
just
sound
said.
like Butthead.
what is going
You sound like
on?
Butthead. He wants to feel me.
What if you have multiple fears of death? Does it all happen?
Sure, we'll do a overkill.
Like a montage of
That
yeah.
would be hilarious.
It would be hilarious if
Like-
you did it like Groundhog's Day.
Like every time I would die, like today I drowned. Oh shit! Oh, today I'm a flaming ball of fire.
But I'm also envisioning, like, Final Destination type elaborate death scenes
Mm.
where, like, you think it's going one way and then they survive the initial one to, like, only to turn to the left to be crushed under, like, a plate glass sheet. Things like that.
Excuse me.
What was that?
God bless you.
Mm.
That
That's
sounded like a baby sneeze.
You win. It is baby sneezing.
That's gross.
Aw, so cute.
Sounds so wet.
Cute. Oh, so cute.
It's adorable.
So I think that if you combine that with a Groundhog's Day, that would be funny. If you just pick 7 children 7 people that have to get killed over and over again, like they're in hell.
Over and over again. Until they figure out how to get out of the loop.
Yeah. Or
that's cool.
Or do
I like
they
that.
figure out how to get out of the loop? That would be pretty funny. Again, that's why horror movies are funny.
Yes.
On this very special episode of Blossom.
Random. That was random. Blossom.
It's all random.
Mm-hmm.
I think Kateo has made a Blossom reference in almost every episode.
I think that you might be right. You really got to think for
Not
Blossom.
but every episode you've been on.
Why do you make
You remind me of a chick that likes to wear hats.
Well, I'm a dude that likes to wear hats. So, okay.
Close enough.
Whatever. Doesn't matter.
Okay. Well, next one.
Uh-huh.
What's your next one, Swan?
I didn't know I had to do more than one.
Oh, well, you thought your first one was sufficient?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good.
You go to a pitch meeting with one pitch?
Yeah, because
you
I'm
don't want to go to a different studio?
No, I'm going to
want to go to a different studio?
Confident.
I'm going to sell
She
it.
is confident.
It's gold right there. You bought it. First pitch.
Yeah, it wasn't
You only
bad.
need one idea if it's a winning idea.
I mean, the rest of them are corny and terrible, like most most scary movies. Like, the more corny, the better, with tons of fake blood, tons of running up the stairs or in their freaking shorty shorts and high heels that are never going to get away from any. Oh, let me put these heels on to run. Ah, scary.
Let me get my running pumps.
Right. And they're in the middle of the woods in camp in like booty shorts and tank tops. Okay, yeah, you're going to get eaten alive by bugs and scraped up on tree branches and all the things. Like, why is that? I don't know. Like,
I think it has more to do with the fact that the majority of horror creators are men.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, it's a direct correlation there.
Maybe it could be a love story / horror movie.
Well, then
Like,
it's going to vampire territory.
Not a vampire. Like,
that dude's a straight up pedophile. You don't date. You're 200 and whatever years old. You don't date a high schooler. Fucking pedo.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, what?
Straight up pedo.
Twilight.
And then the wolf ends up being a pedo too because he imprints on a baby. That's fucking straight up pedophile book.
Yeah, that was weird.
Straight up pedo book. Should be banned.
Yes.
No, I don't believe in banning books. Still though, let's think about things ahead. Let's think a little bit further in, shall we? Okay.
I thought you were talking about like actual Robert Pattinson.
Oh no, I didn't say that.
Is.
That is not what I said. I did not say that. Okay, well, here's my second idea. Don't steal this one because this one's super important to me. I keep saying I'm going to write this story every Halloween for maybe the past 10 years. I've had this idea. This is how it starts.
On a dark and stormy night?
No, there's children playing on a playground. They're in middle school. So like 5th grade. Playing on a playground. And there's a lone boy who's chubby. And there's 4 girls. And the lone boy has professed his love to one of these girls. And she says to the boy, I mean, I would never date you. You're too fat. Okay. Then from there on, it follows the story of this girl as she grows up. Goes off to high school, goes off to college, meets the love of her life, has a family, and lives a great life. And then she gets cancer. And gets cancer at a fairly young age, like in her 60s, fairly young.
So it's a happy story.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Gets sicker and sicker, and then she ends up going into hospice, and they turn over the control of her medications to her husband. And her husband, just before she dies, says something to her like, I thought you would never date a fat boy. and kills her.
The long con.
Mm.
Something like
It's
that.
good. It's like committing to a lifetime twist.
Mm-hmm. Because he's just that crazy. It's a good story. I like it. I'm always saying I'm going to write it
It's like,
quite detailed.
It's like one of those ID type shows. Married to a Monster. Or... Yeah.
Well, the cool thing is you would follow this woman throughout her whole life, and you think the story's about her. And then as he's killing her, then you immediately flash back and follow his whole life up to this point. So all of his plans for revenge, how he becomes buff and hot, all this other stuff, just to marry this woman and eventually someday kill her 50 years later.
So I don't
That's
even know
like
how
a
to,
massive grudge.
It is.
Well,
I don't even know how to genre classify that, because, like, depending on how you shoot that film, could be from, like, a Lifetime movie all the way up to, like, a super intense horror.
Well, that's the twist. It's actually a horror movie.
You're like going to think you're seeing a love story.
Mm-hmm.
You, like, market it as, like, a drama, and then right at the end, it's about a killer.
Yep. That's my favorite idea for a story. The serial killer one's a favorite idea too, but that one's my favorite.
Can I
good
can I
twist, I
read
like it.
something
I'm sure you can,
Can
buddy.
you
to
read?
you guys?
Can you read?
buddy?
Mike, you can read?
I can. I can.
Oh, that's all. All right, let's all encourage him.
Come on, buddy, you can do it.
Mike, I'm gonna turn your audio off for a second. I'm gonna have a conversation with the squad.
Uh-huh.
Hey guys, look, he seems pretty proud of himself.
Yeah, let's encourage
So
him.
let's be really encouraging.
That
Okay.
Hooked on Phonics really works.
This might be the first time he's read aloud. If he makes mistakes, which invariably he will, still be super encouraging. I'm going to turn his audio back on now. Yeah, go ahead, Nemo. We're here for you. Go ahead, read something.
The Last Echo. In the year 2045, a deranged scientist and serial killer, Victor Cross, discovers the secret to time travel. Fueled by a twisted vision to reshape the world into a nightmare of endless suffering, he embarks on a terrifying journey through history. His first stop, Nazi Germany, where he assists Adolf Hitler in winning World War II, unleashing a reign of terror beyond what history had ever known. With altered timelines, the world plunges into a dystopian future where fascism reigns supreme. Unsatisfied with the chaos he has wrought, Victor's ambitions grow darker. His next target is a horrific biological weapon. Using his knowledge of virology, he travels through time
His knowledge of what?
collect the deadliest pathogens in human history.
Did you say
The
urology?
Black Death,
Virology.
AIDS, and COVID-19, combining them into a monstrous supervirus. Victor plans to release it upon the world, wiping out millions in mere days. But a small group of rogue time travelers, aware of his malevolent intentions, follows him through the timelines.
Led by Jean-Claude Van
They
Damme.
must stop Victor before he brings about the end of humanity itself. As they race against time, they confront the ultimate horror, the realization that Victor's actions may already be irreversible. In The Last Echo, history is no longer a record of what has happened, but a battleground for the future, with Victor's monstrous legacy threatening to echo through time forever.
I think he was thirsty for murder.
Yay!
He was thirsty
Good
for
job,
murder.
You did such
That
a
was
good job reading that.
Now, this is why everybody hates AI.
I love it.
AI should be used for technology. There's already plenty of writers out there and artists out there, and people use AI for art and for writing. I'm like, why
I
don't
wrote
you use
that myself.
No, you didn't. You absolutely did not.
Give your robot overlords the credit they deserve.
I wrote that myself.
I don't even know you didn't because you can't even type that fast.
Nemo's gonna start another writer strike.
Fucking awful.
Oh no, we won't go.
Fucking awful. Why I do it.
It was a good synopsis, I thought.
No, it's not because you didn't come up with it.
He came
I
up
came
with
up
the.
with the idea.
Oh, and so if I come up with the idea for the bidet by splashing water on my asshole, that's the same as if I invented and developed and produced the bidet.
You didn't come up with the bidet.
That's not the point.
That was a wonderful man named Federico Bidet.
Anyway, this is why people hate AI.
He came up with the idea because he loved having women pee on his face. And he thought, what if this was water going in the opposite direction? He loved it.
Rico Bidet.
Back to AI. Back to AI. AI
Yeah.
should be used for science, not to crush the creative spirit of humans.
Agreed.
My spirit is not crushed.
Because you have a tiny spirit.
That's not what your mom
God
said.
gave you a big dick and a tiny spirit. So
Thank
you're
goodness
just
he got
always
something
taking the
good.
easy way
Thank
out.
you, God.
You're always taking the easy way out, Nemo, except with walking.
Well, maybe. Oh, yo.
You should use a cane.
Wow.
Beat you with.
Which brings me to a question.
If
Nemo.
you had a big dick, would you take the easy way out too?
Oh! That was good.
No.
High five, Swan.
Thanks.
I don't even know how to respond to that.
Exactly.
I don't even know what that means. What does that mean?
It means you can't answer.
Right, exactly.
I mean, I don't even know exactly. I can't answer that question because I don't know how. I don't know what that. I can't get a big dick.
You can't imagine
It's a
what a big dick
rhetorical.
would
It's one of
be
those
like.
I
questions
can't.
like,
Yeah, I can't imagine what it would be like to.
if a tree falls in the woods.
one. All right. Well, JD
And
showed
it
up
has a
late.
huge penis.
Well, JD showed up late, and not only did he show up late, now he has to leave, and we were waiting for him. That's his own goddamn fault.
It's okay.
You know how I roll.
Once again, yeah, I'm sure you do roll.
Hi-yo.
Hey.
Hey.
Rolling is faster than walking sometimes.
It's out of control.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, especially for Thump Thump.
Thump thump. Oh,
All right. Well, then we're cutting it short.
You
It was
missed
a real
us.
lot of fun.
you missed us, didn't you, Nemo?
Yeah, he did. He did.
I always miss you guys.
He's a sucker. He's a sucker for torture. What can we say? All right. Well, this has been a fun little episode. We hope you guys enjoy it. Spooky season's upon us. Let's keep it spooky, people. Let's keep it spooky. I would challenge you all to write some stories. That's fun times. We can read them. Well, not Nemo. We're not going to let him write a story because we know he didn't write it.
I'm actually a very good writer.
I'm actually an excellent driver.
No.
No.
Not that. Not that.
I'm not an excellent
Of
driver.
course, Dad lets me
I'm a
drive in the
very
dri-
good
of course,
writer.
Dad lets me drive up and down the drive all the time. All right. Okay. Well, then
You know
that's
my
it.
dad would not let me leave the parking lot when I was a
And we
teenager.
can
He's
see
like, "No,
why.
You cannot drive.
He will probably doesn't want to let
I
you leave the
showed
parking
him.
lot now. Did you show him though? Did you? Did you?
Yeah, I did. But bam!
I'll
That
show
was me
you.
crashing.
All right. Well, thanks for listening all over the world, people. Thank you in Switzerland for listening to us, getting us on the charts. We greatly appreciate it. And we'll be back again next week. And that's it for me, the Beaveman. Adios, boot fuckos.
And from the Swan, we have some comedy coming up. Thursday, the 19th, every third Thursday at the Dormouse Theater is our free open mic. Come out and check that out. Reach out if you want a spot. And then our first show of the season is Friday, September 20th, also at the Dormouse, which is going to be great. Fun lineup. And we're celebrating Chris's birthday.
Huge party.
Huge
It's gonna be a
party.
huge party. It's huge.
Huge. Definitely huge.
Huge.
People don't leave our comedy shows early.
No, they come in the masses for all the fun that we have. Bye from the Swan.
All right, one of you tards got to go next.
He's waving. He's waving.
Bye! Bye, everybody! I miss you! Bye!
Oh God.
I like eating paste! Yay!
Mhm.
And remember, Slaptail Nation. no matter how terrifying the horror movie you're watching is, always remember, humans are the real monsters in this world because they eat cats.
They do.